Alright, I'm just gonna double check the audio real quick. Go to my channel. Alright. Okay, we're good. This headset's nice. Okay, welcome to the stream. I will have the stream open on my phone. Just keep an eye on chat. Make sure no one's... Just keep an eye on chat. Make sure that no one's, you know, doing something they're not supposed to. But regardless, this is my Let's Play / review of Wo Long Fallen Dynasty. So far, it's not a bad game, overall. I like it, but then again, you know, I kind of have to. And it's not that I don't have problems with it. I have a lot of problems with it, in all actuality. But the pros far outweigh the cons when it comes to how the game functions and how the game plays. So, as you can see, I've already played through most of the game. I've played through all of the game except the DLCs. Hence why I'm on Rising Dragon. I will come back and do the DLCs at a later date. Possibly, you know, figure out what's going on. I want to come back and beat this, because that's where I get one of Taishi's more powerful swords. But for right now, I'll stick with Rising Dragon, and I'll keep doing some of these other missions. The total difficulty of Wo Long is a little surprising, because most people think that it's very difficult. It kind of is. But really, the difficult lies in a few bosses that I will get to and I'll make points of. Regardless of that, though, there is something a little more interesting about Wo Long and Fallen Dynasty that I kind of like. It's not exactly a like one-to-one Souls-like, because the combat's a lot faster. It's like a mix of regular Souls combat mixed in with a little bit of fucking Nioh 2 and a little bit of Sekiro. Besides that, though, it's pretty basic. The weapons aren't too deep and varied, although there is a lot of weapon types that have different movesets, which in and of itself is a little bit confusing. A lot of quality of life updates have been happening to this game recently, which is why it looks entirely different um, from when it first came out. And one of the main reasons that it first came out and it looked so bad was because the fact that they didn't exactly think fully on what they were going to do for the combat system. So the combat system that they had in mind was pretty bare bones and basic. Unlike Nioh 2, there is no like heavy attack combo chains. Similarly enough, there's no heavy attack combo chains like in Dark Souls or Elden Ring. One of the only things that truly they kind of not even carried over, but they kind of bastardized was the skill system that you had for Neo 1. And the only reason I say they bastardized it is because of the fact that the skills you have are tied completely to what weapon you get. You don't control what weapon you use, you don't control what skill you can use. There's no combo extensions you can get for certain weapons, you can't... Yeah, if you understand how the combat for Neo 2 and Neo 1 worked, Wolong is not too far off, but it's not exactly a direct one-to-one, and I kind of like the fact that it's not a direct one-to-one, but at the same time, part of me also doesn't like the fact that it's not a direct one-to-one, because the amount of things that are different far outweigh the good things. So, for example, you have a spirit bar in place of a stamina bar. That's not bad, right? So at positive spirit, it takes more hits for you to go into negative spirit, which means you can take more hits before you stop. However, you also use positive spirit to enhance certain moves and stuff like that. And you also use positive spirit to do spirit attacks, which drains the enemy's spirit significantly. So essentially, it is a delicate balance between maintaining offense and defense, but you can't just regularly block. You have to use deflections. Deflections become a very important thing. This is why it's a little mixture of combat styles. Like I said, it's not exactly a one-to-one of Dark Souls. It's more like Sekiro and Neo 2 kind of had a baby, and Dark Souls was a supervisor, and it's set in Japan because they went on vacation. If that's a weird fucking description, that's the only way I can bring to mind that actually makes somewhat sense. Because most times, most people will fucking understand that, like, oh, it's a mix of Dark Souls and otherwise. It's like, oh, cool. But it's a lot different in certain ways. So those spirit attacks are what you need to deflect, but also at the same time, make sure to try and deflect everything. Like, yes, you can get by with blocking, you can get by with dodging, and you can absolutely do that. But the bosses and certain enemies do get a lot easier if you learn to deflect. Also, the problem I have with the game itself is the fact that the healing in this game, it's not like Dark Souls or Elden Ring where it's like, oh, it actually gives a certain percentage of your health. No, it seems to be a static amount. Which normally is fine, depending on the game and depending on the game type. But when it comes to a game like this, where combat is so fast-paced, well, the heal's kind of slow. Now, again, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it certainly does have its problems. Deflections are already one of the greatest things you can do in this game, and they make it so much easier when it comes to dealing with certain people and certain bosses and certain types. I already beaten the game, so you're not going to see any of the cutscenes. I know, unfortunate. But irregardless, what I think in general of the game is it's not bad. It certainly could be better. As for how long I've played the game, I've played the game for a little over 30 hours now, I think. Probably a little over 40, possibly more. It's not exactly a problem dealing with certain, game types. Souls-likes are usually very similar, and they don't really change too much. But that being said, sometimes innovations do need to be made. I forgot about the bridge there. Yeah. I got that flag so that way I don't have to waste the fuel pod. That way is progress. There's no way to get down there, so I have to go over here. Now, regardless and irrespective, I'm not going to show you all the flag areas locations. I'll like try and get them just not too far out of the way. Oh, I'm so sorry. But irrespective, here comes the big bird boss. This kind of is awesome. Yeah, he has a lot of lightning attacks, and he has a morale rating of 18, which essentially puts him at, well, the tie for the hardest enemy of this fucking level so far. That's all good though. He's gonna die soon. Ooh, like that. Alright. So that was dealt with. He's not hard to deal with, but he can certainly be annoying. Mostly it's just a matter of deflecting the attack that you can deflect. It's pretty simple, but at the same time complex. Fairly certain I'm missing one or two flags back here. I'm not gonna rush for them though. Do a shit ton of damage of my spirit, especially on Rising Dragon difficulty. I don't think I've been down there. Huh. Yeah, there's one of the marking flags I was missing. Well, I'm gonna let those two deal with the little mage. Ow. Ow. Oh, I died. Well, that happened. That's fine. Yeah, I'm not gonna go fight that bird again. I'm gonna go back and check out if I missed any flags or not. Because it seems like I've missed a few flags. Fucking... That's kinda good. It doesn't have a lot to go for, you know? But at the same time, it does have an infinite combo. Okay, so that relies where I'm supposed to go. I think there are missing flags. Oh, right, probably down on the ground. Definitely not missing that one, so I got that. Oh, right. I completely forgot about the other area of the fucking blow-off. Honestly, some of the weapons could be a little better, but given what they had to deal with, you know, it makes sense. I'm not gonna give them shit and throw them under the fucking bus for something that's out of their fucking control, right? I wouldn't say this game in a turbulent development cycle, but it was certainly a problem child. And it was less of the problem of the development and more a problem of, you know, the game just wasn't what people thought it would be. Which, you know, makes sense, right? It makes absolute sense. And I already kind of said this myself. I made it clear that I didn't like the changes in direction of combat systems. I didn't like the fact that they took Neo 2's combat system, which was perfect, which worked wonderfully, and essentially just went, no, we're not going to use a combat system that we already refined and people already like and enjoy. We are instead going to use an entirely different one. Kind of makes no sense when you think about it, right? It's like, yeah, I get the problem with the stance-based system as well. You know, a lot of people didn't like the stances because, well, most times people didn't use them. There's a lot of players who only use one or two stances, maybe. The casual player only used medium stance. People who actually understood how the game worked usually use all the stances in tandem, but even then it was rare. Always try to make sure to get a drop on them if you can. Try sort of I'm surprised I got the deflection out, to be honest. Ouch. I didn't get that one off. Alright. Now, normally I wouldn't have a problem with some of these enemies in this game because I'm playing on... But because I'm playing on a higher difficulty, the game is immensely difficult. Can't forget, I gotta deal with this guy over here. This tight spaces are this bastard's friend, and I don't want to have any friends. Gotta remember that these guys are on right one difficulty, so they're gonna hurt like a fucking freight train. What's up, wizard bitch? The wizard is the most annoying enemy in this game, bar a few. So, one of the quality of life changes that I'm sure you noticed if you played Wolong before all the quality of life changes. One of them is you have additional martial arts slots. Before the quality of life changes, you started with only 2. Now you have 3 on 4-star weapons, and on 5-star weapons you get a full set of 6. On the full set of 6, on the 5-star weapons, you can actually switch between them, which is actually very useful. Very, very nice. Got this battle flag, got 6 out of 7 battle flags. I'm missing 2 marking flags and 1 battle flag. Yep. And this is your introduction to the tutorial of one of these guys. Give them an item, any item will do. Usually they'll give you a rarity of the same kind. So if you give them a 5-star item, they'll give you a 5-star item, usually. Yeah, just give me a 5-star decorative knot, which is nice. I think this way is... Yeah, okay. So this is the way to deal with a warlock. Warlock dealt with. Good fucking gravy god. What the fuck have you two not dealt with this fucking man? Fourth marking flag. I think the last flag is in that cave behind the waterfall. Could be. Oh. No, it's a wood pillar. Sometimes the camera glitches out a little bit. Immediate left. Immediate left again. Here, ow. Warlock.
总是能联想到杯中之物。此宝物看来价值连城。
There we go. There's the final battle flag. If I remember correctly, there is a marked flag on the right. Alright, so what and then we're going to wait until this guy comes over here. We're going to hide right here. Backstab.
有趣，看来敌方是一员猛将。
Hello, welcome to the stream. Alright. Correctly, there's a tiger over here, along with the final marking. Mamacita. Yeah. That tiger starts attack. A little annoying. go. That is all the flags in this map. Now, resting at this flag, we will move on to the boss. If I believe correctly, this is Zhang Bao, the General of Earth. Alright. Should I spend them? Yeah, we can. Fuck that. Yes, I'm just like a fire rate. Seems highly unlikely, considering, you know, fire. But again, the scene doesn't exactly work on the logic. So, got these fireballs. Every attack that a boss does, you can deflect it. But fair word warning, some of them are going to be extremely difficult. Because some of the timings, some of the bosses are a little, wonky. Right. And in his second phase, he summons 3 warlocks to essentially buff him up. There's one in each corner of the map, or in each corner of his arena, rather. And these will continually boost his strength. I just have to talk too long there, because he's taking Guan Yu and Zhang Fei's path. I ended up keep popping up on health. This boss is one of those bastards who never stays still, he's always teleporting. Very annoying. So far, for some reason, he hasn't done any of his fucking red attacks. Actually, kind of aggravates me. Keep up with it. Not that difficult. Keep up. Ouch. That teleportation bullshit gets real annoying after a while. Come on, okay, get up. There we go. So yeah, overall, I'll be honest. The game is good, in my opinion. Overall, it's a very good game, but I do believe that at some point in time, someone is going to make the decision to improve on it even further. I would say pick it up because it's still very good. But that is entirely up to you. And it's entirely up to what you like, what you do, which I completely understand. But regardless, that's my review and slash episode 1 of my Let's Play series of Wo Long Fallen Dynasty. So I will see you next time. Bye bye.